During Operation Sindoor on 10th of May, Pakistan had used unarmed drones and loitering munitions. None of them actually could inflict any damage to Indian military or civilian infrastructure. Most of them were neutralized through a combination of kinetic and non-kinetic means. And some of them, in fact, could be recovered in almost intact conditions. So today, we'll be talking about drones and counter-UAS systems. Throughout history, if we look, we have witnessed evolutionary as well as revolutionary changes in warfare, and that have transformed the kind of battles we fight. Change is either evolutionary, something like Charles Darwin spoke about, natural selection. Gradually, it happens over a period of time, and then there is a revolutionary change, which happens all of a sudden, something like an ice age which comes, and people who are not adapted to it or not used to that particular environment, they go kind of extinct. So evolutionary changes have made weapons and war fighting equipment, smaller, faster, lighter, more efficient, more affordable. Long back we had rifles which were much weighty, but they were large length. We have now shorter, lighter rifles, longer ranges. They're much more cheaper. We can fight at night. We can fire them at night. Similarly for tanks and aircrafts, we made them affordable. They're lighter, yet they maneuver very fast and they afford more protection. It's similar for even say explosives. We started with gun cotton, then probably TNT, RDX, today HMX. So in that same weight, you can get more explosive power. These are kind of evolutionary changes. They happen gradually over a period of time. On the other hand, revolutionary changes, they impact the very character of war, necessitating organizational, doctrinal, functional, structural kind of changes. And they need new ideas, innovations, imagination, and new kind of thoughts. So advances in, say, this all has happened, and this has introduced those three revolutions in military affairs, which I have been talking about in large number of seminars and talks. And first, as generally speak about it, that first revolution in military affairs due to advances in surface mobility and aerial mobility, and that changes the way we used to fight. And second revolution in military affairs was basically due to advances in communication and ICT technology, which again network people, you could take faster decisions. And we always say that we are at cusp of a third revolution, which is being introduced for a data-centric kind of warfare, because the advances in artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics and all. So these are kind of revolutionary changes. So when we talk about drones, what do you think these are? They are introducing kind of evolutionary change or a revolutionary change in warfare. I think their development is kind of evolutionary, but their employment has been very, very revolutionary as far as warfare is concerned. Initially, the development was for small applications, limited ranges, restricted payloads. As the realization of the scope of deployment, utility and success increased, Army started using drones in a revolutionary kind of manner. And you've seen this in number of wars which are being fought by us. Their utility grew many folds, from being simple means of transportation, photography or videography, to becoming cost-effective force multipliers for modern warfare. Their unbridled and rampant use in modern-day conflicts proved not only their utility but also their ubiquity. They augment manned systems and enable militaries to conduct simultaneous operations across multiple domains with fewer resources and minimal danger to human lives. If you see a human being, means our cognitive thinking, we have always looked or preferred things which are, you could say faster, bigger, more sophisticated, more costly. We think that these are systems which are far better. Even if you look at the motto of Olympics, which says, citius, elitius, fortius, which means faster, higher, stronger. It's in our DNA, it's in our system that we think that this is better. But look at a drone, which is the antithesis of what we are thinking. It's smaller, unimaginative, very, very clumsy. Most of them, the drones are not even aerodynamic. They're cheaper, they make a lot of noise, and yet they're effective. And they're unsophisticated, inexpensive. I think this is their USP, that it is beyond the conventional thinking. It beats conventional thinking. So this, I think, is very, very important. So let's look at unarmed aerial vehicles. That includes drones from a factual and conceptual viewpoint. Factually, drones are a proven reality. We know that their widespread utility in recent conflicts demonstrate how drones can shift tactical balance disproportionately to their size or price. Factual because the government of applications of US in modern warfare is challenging traditional ideas about air superiority, ground maneuver, and force protection. Swarm tactics, autonomous and intelligent operations, MUMT, asymmetric drone warfare are making large platforms vulnerable and driving militaries to rethink the conceptual aspects of air doctrines, development of a counter US system, and adaptive rules of engagement. So in the conceptual realm, if you look, we always thought that airspace was one. It was kind of indivisible. It's there where manned aircrafts traditionally dominated battlefield. So this used to be there till about 18 kilometers or 60,000 feet or so. But the introduction of, say, ballistic missiles, hypersonic weapons, that is cruise as well as glide, has opened up that upper space. And we always say that today airspace also includes near space. So that's one way. But you look at the bottom side of it, that the lowest space, which is below 50 meters. Now this is getting congested, and this requires a special kind of a treatment and understanding, because this is where most of the combat is taking place when we talk about these drones. So the need of the hour is to develop capabilities to harness this lower airspace gainfully through utilization of force multipliers like US systems, and at the same time dissuade the adversary from doing so by developing a robust counter US systems. During Operation Sindoor on 10th of May, Pakistan had used unarmed drones and